Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Super Feeler podcast. My name is Lori, and I'm super excited to be joined today by Christina, who has been involved in the Super Feeler community for a long time now. So really excited to hear her story. And I also want to thank our new Patreon supporter, Marcella. Thank you so much for your support. You have no idea how much it means to me, and it really helps keep this podcast and the peer support feasible to even keep running. So really appreciate it. So Christina, hello, it's super nice to have you. I feel like I know a little bit about your story, but the audience doesn't. So maybe if we could just start from like what your story has been from the beginning.
Yeah.
Just like an overview would be great. Thanks.
Okay. So my name is Christina. I have been on a previous podcast that Lori was part of. I have borderline personality disorder, and I was diagnosed, probably 5-6 years now at this point, and life has been wild. I used to live in Oregon. I moved out there with an ex-partner in a very manic state after only knowing them for a short period of time. And I lived in Oregon for 8 years. And while I was living out there, I got diagnosed with BPD and went through a lot. But with that diagnosis, I was able to get the support and the help. And now I'm here. I'm back in Minnesota. I've done some new moves across the country and with different jobs.
Awesome. Yeah, we're going to focus a lot on the job thing today because I think that's super important to talk about. It doesn't get talked about enough. I just have to say, it's so funny. You're the second person, if anybody listens to Shane's episode that came out in July, he also moved to Oregon for a partner on a whim. And so I was like, what are the chances? Everybody's just moving to Oregon for some reason. And then
I thought I was in
breaking
love.
up. Yeah, I mean, that it is what it is. Did you stay together for that full 8 years, or did you?
We did. We were together for 8 years, but after 8 years, we had just grown apart, and I had done so much work around myself that I grew differently and wanted different things than what they wanted, and I needed to just move on.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes that is the hardest decision to make, but like the most important one, right?
Yeah.
So I know we want to talk about work, and this is a really important topic to me because I also work, and I think I also have a family member who has like challenges staying in jobs, which I think is contributed to emotion dysregulation and potential BPD. And so it can be it's like an interesting topic for me in particular because I get really nervous that I'm going to lose jobs all the time or like bounce back and forth. And I don't, but I'm always worried that like that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd love to know a little bit about or I'm just going to burn out, honestly, which I've done too. I'd love to hear a little bit about like what you do for work. I know you just switched jobs, but what's your kind of like what kind of jobs do you hold generally?
Yeah, so my background is all in human services, social services. I worked in childcare for 14 years, directly in classrooms with infants, toddlers, primarily, sometimes preschoolers. In 2020, I left the classroom and I started doing different roles around case management, early Head Start. When I moved back to Minnesota, I worked for Head Start as a family advocate. And then I moved into case management for individuals that were receiving waivers.
What does that mean?
So in Minnesota, we have different waivers for people that have the state insurance who are disabled. Okay. And with the waiver, they can get services, PCA, homemaking, transportation.
What's PCA? Sorry.
Personal care assistant.
Okay. I thought so. Okay. That makes sense. So is that through Medicaid?
Yeah.
Yep. Medicaid? Yep. Okay. I can never remember the difference. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So a lot of trying to like fill out forms, get people approved.
Yes.
And like support them. That must be its own battle.
Yes. And currently I'm working as a child and adolescent mental health case manager. So that in itself is difficult when I already have my own mental health and trying to support families and teens and kiddos. It's tricky.
Do you have your own kids? I can't remember.
I do not.
No. Okay.
I cannot imagine even having a child.
No, I can't either. And that's what blows my mind about people like yourself who have BPD or like any sort of emotion regulation challenges that can work with kids. When you say you worked in a classroom for however long, I'm like, that is my nightmare because I get so emotionally overwhelmed by children.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't want to say triggered. I don't know if that's the right word, but Maybe it is. I don't know. My emotions just cannot be regulated when I'm around children. Not in an unsafe way, but in a like really shitty way.
Right. No, and that's funny that you say that because I don't see myself as a calm person. And I have been
Mhm.
told multiple times that I just have a calm presence.
Hmm.
I bring peace to the classroom. And even coworkers I have now have told me that. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like that's the exact opposite of how I am at home.
Yeah. So it's funny you bring that up because what I view of myself, like people are not seeing that same thing.
Yeah,
So,
that's super fair. I do think there is some component of that of like we are so used to managing chaos in our own brains and our own lives that we can do it really effectively when we need to in
yes.
other situations. Like I think we're pretty good in emergencies, for example, because you're just like, okay, we just do the thing now, right? This isn't
Mhm.
a new situation for me. We just do what we got to do and survive, and then we deal with it after the fact, which I think is
Right.
kind of
We just
similar.
do it.
Yeah, totally. We don't have a choice. So, do you find, you said you're a calming presence, but do you find being around children to be dysregulating?
Yes,
Okay, so how do you deal
definitely.
with that?
I don't even really know how I did it. Like a child, I'm very visual. So having the stuff in the classroom, the visuals in the classroom about our day, our transitions, I made up songs with everything I did. So I was kind of like a child in an
Yeah, I
adult
love it.
body, but it was fun. But it just got to the point where I was so burnt out with just the trauma and the people I worked with and management.
Mhm.
So 2020, I left that classroom and
Was that pre-COVID or after COVID?
that was right before COVID happened.
Oh, good timing, my friend,
Yes.
because that would have
Yep.
been an absolute disaster.
Yep. Right
Oh my
before.
gosh. Yeah, well timed. So, when we were chatting a little bit about what we wanted this episode to be about, you talked about the need for accommodations in a workplace and like communicating what you need
Yes.
to your supervisors or whatever that is. Can you talk a little bit about what that situation has been like for you? Like, I know you just switched jobs, but
hmm
have you had to communicate accommodation requests before? What have you done?
I have in the past, I have been very open about my mental health with my supervisors in previous positions I've held. I think it's best to be honest. And when I'm struggling with work, I completely check out and people
Yeah.
will notice my work is not being done. So instead of running and hiding from it, I speak about it and I talk about, well, this is what I've been diagnosed with. This is what I'm going through right now. Like I'm trying my best. So yeah, being honest has been a good experience with me, at least. Accommodations though can be tricky
Hmm.
because some employers don't want to work with you.
So, just for context, when you're sharing with your employers, like, hey, this is what I've been diagnosed with and stuff, is that BPD that you're telling them about?
Yeah.
Wow. How has that been?
It's actually been pretty good.
Nice.
Um, the companies I've worked for really thrive and strive to help with mental health.
Mm,
So that's been really nice. They've been understanding.
that's
I've
awesome.
also been diagnosed with major depressive disorder. So that has played a big role in
Yeah,
like my symptoms. And
totally.
there are days where I can't stay awake. So I'm like, I need to do documentation at a later time. Like I can't do it
Yeah.
right now.
And they're okay with that?
It depended on the company.
Yeah.
Some like Head Start, they were like, well, you need to be doing your documentation like in real time.
Yeah.
But
Because
other
Head Start's a very
companies,
like prescriptive program, right?
yes.
Yeah. So that,
Deadlines and federally
yeah.
funded
Yeah.
and I get that. But then too, there are nights I don't sleep. So I'm like, I'm up all night. Can I document when I'm not sleeping at 4 a.m.?
Right. And did they
And
say
Head
no?
Start did not like that.
Which is unfortunate because I totally get that, right? Like there's a lot of
Right.
times where I'm way more productive outside
hmm
of a 9 to 5 work hour.
hmm
And my brain functions really well from like 6 to 9 p.m., 6 to 10 p.m., for example, which is outside of my work hours.
Right.
Luckily, I have like a podcast to work on, so I do that. But but it's unfortunate because the flexibility just isn't there for
Mm-hmm.
people to be like, this is when my optimal time is.
Right.
Which it sounds like yours might be 4:00 in the morning some nights.
Yeah, it's hard. Some nights I don't sleep and I'm like, well, I'm ready to work.
Totally.
But the
Yeah.
timestamp, I'm like, dang it, man. They're going to
You got to
see I'm working at 3.
schedule those emails. You can schedule the emails on Outlook to come out at 7 a.m. the next day. I've done that before.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah. But then also you need to be paid for the time that you're working, right? So it depends on
Right.
how you're paid. Like, are you a salaried employee usually?
Usually no. Currently I am. So that's kind of why I've been flexible with myself.
Right. Yeah. Which is good.
But I'm switching jobs soon within the next week or two. And I will be going back to hourly work, back with early head start, but hopefully my mental health stays afloat and I'm not having a document at 3 a.m.
Well, and that's the issue, right? Is it's always up and down. So wherever the roller coaster is at the time, you're like,
Right.
well, this is going to be great for this period of time, but then it might switch and you don't really know when it's coming. Like, there's signs, but you still don't know for sure when things are going to change.
And I'm in DBT now too, using that effectiveness skill.
Yeah.
Like
huge.
What works in the moment. That's a big skill that I've been utilizing. Okay, what can I do right now in the moment? What am I able to accomplish?
Yeah, totally. And it's nice also if people around you have similar understanding of those skills. So do you know if anybody else that you've worked with has an understanding of DBT and for DBT is dialectical behavior therapy. I always try and say it once in an episode in case people are like, what is that? Yeah. Do you find people have any idea what you're trying to do with it?
Yeah. So in my interview with the current job I'm at now, I was very honest about my DBT work because I need to be off work by 3 p.m. or 3:30 on Wednesdays because of my group. And my coworkers, I have some coworkers that have done DBT. I have some coworkers who have never even heard of it. So I've brought in copies of the skills cards and handed them out. But I'm like, you can utilize it for yourself, for your clients, with anyone.
Totally. And because you're working with teens now. The current job you have is teens, right? Or preteens?
Teens and adolescents.
I mean, imagine if you had DBT skills when you were a preteen.
Oh my gosh. It would have made a world difference.
We would not have been sitting here right now, which I'm okay. I like this conversation, but it also would have saved a lot of hardship over the last 15 years.
Right. And the skills, some of them are hard, but some of them are okay, this is manageable and doable and easy, and it makes a world of difference.
Totally. I am so culty about DBT. It's embarrassing. I think that every single person needs to learn it. And I have to acknowledge that to myself all the time. Like, Lori, you're really culty. I don't make money off of it. There's no extrinsic motivation other than this helped me so much. And I've seen it help so many other people so much that I just want it in the hands of every human being I've ever met because I know it can make such a big difference.
We often say in my DBT group, we wish everyone had to do DBT because it would just help everything.
Everything. Yes, everything. Especially politicians would be a great place to start. So you're working with kids, I mean, not necessarily in this exact moment, but have you seen over the last however many years you've been working in it more of this social emotional learning stuff in the curriculums?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. And do you find that that's really validating or helpful? Because I think when I see it, I go, oh my God, I'm so glad that's here because I'd never learned any of this when I was a kid.
Yeah, definitely. When I've worked with the younger kiddos, birth to 5 years old specifically, social emotional regulation in the classroom and outside of classroom, smell the flower, blow out the candle.
My nephew said that to me one day and I almost burst into tears. I couldn't deal. I thought it was the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Or you fill the balloon and let it pop and just different things that you can do with your body and tapping motions. And there's so much you can just teach to young children too. But even teens, the teens I work with now, we have to make goals with them and There's like a social goal, a family goal, community goal, but usually one of the goals is like working with the family to articulate and talk about like, how am I feeling? Like, I need a break.
Yeah.
I'm feeling angry. I need a minute. I don't want to talk about it right now.
Hmm.
Like just communicating
Yeah, which is
instead of
all of the
reacting.
interpersonal effectiveness stuff, right? It's
Right.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
so
it's,
awesome.
I mean, it doesn't matter what age I'm working with, I'm using it.
Yeah, totally. And will for the rest of your life, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this right before we started recording. So I don't think we've talked about this yet. You were saying that at some point you were doing a lot of form filling out to try and get people on social services and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I know for myself, I have one of my triggers is like injustice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my values is justice and fairness and that kind of stuff. And whenever I work in systems that are large and complex, like healthcare is, and even more complex in the States because you have this financial disparity, I guess, of
Mm-hmm.
if you're poor, you can't get healthcare. If you're rich, you can. Obviously, that's a generalization, but more so than other countries. How do you sit with that when you're trying to advocate for people in such a huge system and not lose your shit?
Yeah, it's hard. When I worked as a caddy case manager for individuals that were on the waiver in Minnesota, I did have someone who turned in all their paperwork, but the county, I don't know if they just didn't get it or didn't
Mm.
open it on time, but their MA, their Medicare, Medicaid got turned off and they were out of their waivered services, which landed them in the hospital.
So waivered services is what? Sorry, just to clarify.
So the waivered services, you can get like PCA, homemaking,
Right. Okay.
transportation, supports to help you live a more
Yeah.
independent life.
Right.
But because delays with the county and everything, the paperwork didn't get opened when it should have. And this client lost their benefits, ended up in the
And
hospital
couldn't be at home
because
by
of
themselves.
because of a mental health crisis too. And
Yeah.
it was a shit show.
I bet.
And it was really hard because talking to their partner, like, it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do? Like, I can't go to the county and be like, listen here.
Yeah, exactly. They've made their
Right.
call. Did that ever get resolved or?
It did. It
Yeah,
just took
but
a lot
too
of
late.
emails back and forth with the county. It did get resolved though. It just took some time.
Yeah, it's stuff like that where the bureaucracy of it all is so. It just
Mhm.
sometimes I feel like I'm bashing my head against a wall, just being like,
Right.
how many approvals is needed for this thing, or trying to advocate for people with BPD to get better healthcare services,
Right.
just
And
like
the
personally,
client,
and not there's nothing there. What are you going to
right.
do? It's
And this
great. I can
client,
advocate all day long, but the services don't exist.
right. Well, and this client too, it did everything they needed to do.
Yeah,
They didn't miss
exactly.
a deadline or anything. Like, they did everything they needed to do.
Yeah, it was just like a
And so
clerical
that
error.
was even more frustrating.
Totally. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad they have you because you're obviously such a strong advocate and
Thank you.
get it because you've
Right.
been there, right?
Right.
Were you on these kinds of like waivers and stuff as well when you were kind of going through some of the hardest parts?
I wasn't. No.
Okay.
Nope. I've always worked with a therapist, psychiatrist. I had to almost go to like crisis centers, but
Right.
haven't had to do that yet.
Nice. That's awesome.
But yeah, therapy has been wonderful. Especially
Totally.
like working with the therapist when I had an organ, like she was the one who diagnosed me, worked with me for years. So it
Mhm.
was nice to have that consistent support.
Yeah, huge. And they really get it, right? If they're
Mhm.
diagnosing, they're like, okay, I understand where
Yes.
you're coming from and all of these things.
Yes.
Was there a moment that led to a diagnosis or a situation that led to a diagnosis of BPD?
I would say yes.
Okay.
With my ex-partner, there was a lot of distrust. And there was one night where they didn't come home until like 3 a.m. And
Mm-hmm.
I was awake and triggered because the bus kept coming by and they didn't have a license at the time. So every time I heard the bus, I was like, is that them? Are they home?
Mm.
And at that time I was drinking
Mm,
and rage came over me.
yeah, I bet. That fear of
Yeah, and
abandonment
I'm
triggers
very,
everything.
yeah, I'm very open about it. I punched them
Hmm.
with a closed fist with my rings on. I'm not proud of it,
Hmm. It's
but
reality.
it's reality. Yeah, I was
Hmm.
so mad to the point where like I didn't even recognize myself. Like I didn't even feel like I was in my body.
Been
Um,
there. It's such a weird feeling. You're like, at least for me, I'm hitting, but not able to control it physically.
yeah,
But then
I literally felt like,
somebody else
yeah,
was doing it,
yeah,
like a robot almost. It's so
right.
weird. It's really scary. Really, really scary.
And yeah, but I mean, I have to be open and honest with my providers, so I talked about it
Hmm.
with that and just my other emotional dysregulation. The psychiatrist was like, "I think you have BPD."
Yeah.
Like this is all made, and it all made sense to me.
Right. Were
So,
you pretty accepting of it?
oh yeah, it was like a light bulb flipped
Nice. I
on.
love that. I hear
Yeah.
that so much more than I hear the opposite. And
Hmm.
it's so funny because so many providers are hesitant to diagnose BPD because they are afraid that the person's going to react badly or that the system's going to react badly. But I have so many more conversations with people who are just like, I needed that diagnosis so bad because I
Yeah.
finally felt like I wasn't crazy and there was something I could do about it.
Yes. It
And
explains so much, and just not, oh, you're depressed. It's anxiety.
which like we all heard for so many years, right? This
That's
is
all it
not
ever
depression and
was.
anxiety. I don't know what to tell you. Like this is so different than the depression and anxiety I'm seeing in people at my high school.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what do I do with this news? Like, you take it and you run with it. So
Hmm.
I really focused on my mental health, and I've stayed consistent with therapy and help and DBT, and it's helped.
Yeah, it does. Substance use has been part of your journey as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Alcohol, but I'm 10 months sober.
Yay!
Woohoo.
Congratulations. That's huge. I remember when you were
Thank you.
just starting that, and it's
Yeah.
obviously not an easy journey.
Moving back to Minnesota was hard. Big transition,
Mm,
relapsed,
yeah.
couple times.
Yeah.
But my partner now is very loving and caring and understanding, and I'm able to be honest with them too.
Hmm.
So that's been really helpful. But
That's
also,
amazing.
marijuana has been a big thing for me, especially living in Oregon too.
Literally, I think
Yeah.
I think I had this exact same conversation. I want to say Shane, and I was like, I mean, no better place other than maybe Vancouver to get weed. So what are you gonna do?
Right.
So is marijuana like a helpful thing for you, or is it a detrimental thing? Because I think it can go both ways.
I would say it's more helpful, but I don't know how honest I am saying that.
Right, right.
I mean, financially, and I have like rituals around marijuana, like when I
Mm,
eat.
okay.
So it can be like time consuming.
Hmm. Can you explain a little bit about what that ritual is?
Yeah, I kind of see it as like I chase the dragon, I would say. Like
Okay.
I'm trying to get to a certain high before I
Right.
can eat my meal. But my
Interesting.
tolerance is so high that I don't
You never get
reach
there.
that high. No, because I've
Yeah.
smoked for so long, and I don't smoke flower, I smoke oil.
Okay.
So that's a whole different story.
Yeah. That's like way stronger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, honestly, alcohol is such a dangerous substance that I feel like 99% of the time you're better off doing anything but that.
Yeah, totally. With the
Alcohol's
alcohol, I had no
terrifying.
control.
Yeah, totally. And you feel very different about that with marijuana. I mean, you
Uh,
still obviously like love it and have things that
yeah,
you're not
I mean,
super comfortable with, but alcohol is different.
yeah, and marijuana, like I'm not getting so intoxicated where I'm losing control of myself. Like
Mm,
when I smoke, I still know what I'm doing. When I
right.
drink, though, I black out.
Right. And then you have no idea what
Right.
happened. And yeah, I'm super curious. And if you don't want to share this, I can always edit this out. But there's a lot of super feelers who are either sober, a lot of them recently, like in the last year, maybe, and or debating whether or
Yeah.
not they want to move that direction.
Yes.
What has changed in your life since in these last 10 months?
In the last 10 months, just holding myself accountable.
Mm,
Again, my partner has been a big part of that. I have a really great partner. We have really healthy communication styles. So I'm
awesome.
able to talk to them about anything and everything. Yeah, that makes a world of difference.
Totally.
But again, just holding myself accountable. Like, I know I shouldn't be drinking,
Mm-hmm.
especially on my meds. And with my borderline, like, it can
Yes.
instantly switch my mood. Like,
It's a nasty
no.
combo, right?
Yeah.
It helps with temporary feeling maybe better, and then the repercussions of it not worth.
Right.
Yeah.
And even like with the marijuana use too, like I can use harm reduction, and I've even thought about like moving my smoking stuff like down in the basement. So if I want to smoke, like I have to go down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, even things like that, like harm reduction, opposite to emotion skill.
Yeah, totally. That, and even just that in itself is kind of the stop skill, right? Because you're forcing yourself to have that 30-second period to go to the basement where you could go, I'm good.
Right.
So it's kind of like a forced stop skill, which I love.
Dude, I don't ever go to the basement.
Exactly.
So it's like, I don't want to go down there.
Totally. No, I mean, I remember reading, I did a health psychology class once, like a long time ago in my undergrad. And they talked about this study of people who ate cereal, sugary cereals.
Mm-hmm.
And they had people who had cereals that they had on their counter versus in a cupboard, and how much more cereal the people ate that had it on the counter versus in the cupboard, because you just don't notice it. You're not thinking about it every time you walk by. It's not just part of your, I walked by, I'm going to eat cereal now. And I think it's the same way for a lot of things. If we just put our phone in another room, or we turn off notifications, or we just don't have beer in the fridge, it requires you to take one further step to get to that action that sometimes is not worth it. I find, side note, I don't have like an alcohol. I've never had a challenge with alcohol, but I am basically sober at this point. I asked my husband the other day, I was like, how many drinks do you think I have a year? And we both said 6. And then we both said, this is probably an overestimate. And I was like, yeah, I really don't like drinking. But I do love shopping. I fucking love shopping. It is my number one problem. And the autofill of credit card information online is the death of me. The absolute death of me. Because I used to be sitting there and online shopping, whatever, and then be like, oh, fuck, my credit card's upstairs. And then I would just not buy it.
Yeah.
And now
you have to go get it.
Yeah, literally. And now if it works, my autofill works, I buy it. If the autofill works and then I can't remember my CVC and I have to go get my credit card, I just don't buy it. And it's that, like, it would take me 30 seconds to get from this floor to that floor. And it's enough time. Maybe I'm just hella lazy, I guess is possible. Just so fucking lazy.
Because I'm sitting here like my ass would be up and getting it because I am so impulsive.
Yeah, that kind of thing, those tiny components can be such a big change.
Do you have the Buy Nothing group on your Facebook in Canada?
So I have never seen one, but my coworker has one in her neighborhood and she loves it. She talks about it every day.
I am obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good for my impulsivity.
At least you're not spending money.
Well, I know, but I will drop anything and everything to go get free clothes.
Right. Yeah. And like free random shit. Yeah.
It's bad.
I know my coworker has like a 400 square foot apartment or something, and she's on that Buy Nothing group. And so she'll be like, so I need to run out for a minute. And or not buys, but you know what I mean? Ends up with like, I got 500 plastic candles.
Right.
I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but I have them.
Oh my Lord.
So freaking funny. Like, I love the concept though. I should actually look if my neighborhood has one. It's totally possible, but yeah, she's in like Vancouver, which obviously has more stuff than where I live. I live out in farm country.
Gotcha. Cool.
But yeah, no, those are great. I love that kind of thing. I remember when like Facebook Marketplace was kind of taking off, or I don't know if it was just taking off, but I would just go around my house and be like, we don't need this, right? And just put random shit on Facebook Marketplace. Poor Aaron was like, no, I think we do need that. I was like, nah, we're fine. And I just, everything in our house was suddenly on Facebook Marketplace because I was just excited about the concept. It was so funny. I would love to hear more about your partner.
Okay.
It sounds like you have a super supportive partner.
Yes.
And yeah, tell me more. How long have you been together? Who are they?
Okay, so my partner, their name is Chris. I met Chris in Oregon in 2023 after I ended my 8-year relationship. Met Chris. Him and I got connected real quick, and he's from the Midwest, and I wanted to move back to the Midwest, back to Minnesota, and he said, let's do it. So very quickly,
wow,
within, again, like very quick, 6-7 months, we moved back to Minnesota, but now it's been 2.5 years and we're here. I'm with my family and he's closer to his and he's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. And he's super supportive.
He is. He actually does my DVD diary card with me every night.
Oh,
like
that is
we
like
do it together.
Romantic for some reason.
It's stupid sick, like barf.
Literally.
Like, babe, let's fill it out together. Like we'll do it together.
Love that.
And he doesn't track anything, but I'm like, what's your depression? What are your feelings? What are your stressors?
It's such a good check-in at the end of the day. Like amazing.
It is.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And I don't know, I have nothing negative to say about him. He's very supportive. When I was on the other podcast, he listened to that before I even mentioned it to him.
Aww.
So he like learned about my BPD before I even had a chance to like tell him.
Meanwhile, my husband has never listened to a single podcast I've ever recorded. And I think I've probably recorded like 300 podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Not a single one.
That's okay.
Yeah. But to be fair, he did know about my BPD before we started dating. So
yes.
An open conversation, but I love when people are like, and my partner listened to the podcast. And I'm like, what's that like?
Yeah. No, it's eye-opening. Like he's learned a lot just about my diagnosis and like the way I function and like the way my brain thinks. Because he has seen it. Like he'll say something and I take it so literal where I forgot what he said, but something, burn him or rip him up with a cigarette. And I ripped up that damn cigarette and he got a little pissed. She was like, I was going to smoke that. And I was like, you told me to rip it up.
That's really funny.
And I was like, literal, black or white thinking, like, okay.
Well, and him being willing to learn, his pronouns are he, him. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Him being willing to learn about BPD at all is the most important thing in my opinion. Because
for sure.
Otherwise they just go like, what the hell what's wrong with you? Why are you being such a bitch?
Right. Like, and that was the thing. My ex-partner would always call me like crazy. That I would be like, can you call me irrational? Like, don't call me crazy. I can handle irrational, but crazy I'm not. But my partner now, Chris, he loves every part of me.
Aw,
so
that's amazing.
I have nothing negative to say about him.
I am so happy for you guys. You're like blushing. It's adorable right now. If you're watching the video episode, you're just like, oh my
can't
God,
help it.
He's so cute. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I hope to meet him one day. That would be very cool. I just love finding people that are right for us because I do think that it takes a special kind of person. And those people exist. Don't get me wrong. And they're out there. But it does take a level of patience and desire to understand. Obviously, like love, blah. Right. But I do think a lot of it is patience.
Yeah, he's got so much patience with me.
Because I
give
not
him
easy.
So many like applause.
Yeah, it's so funny. I obviously think people with BPD are incredible and I love them so much. And I think their emotions are superpowers and all these things. And we're also annoying as fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
You can have both. This is called dialectics.
Yeah.
And I often am like, oh my God, why is he with me? why? Like, but then there's also this narrative that I have of I'm a bad person. I don't deserve anything good. And so I have to get myself out of that narrative a lot.
Yeah.
Such good people around you. It's so hard because you're like, I don't belong here. Why are these people so amazing? And it's because we do belong here. We're also amazing. We're just annoying also. I'm just kidding.
I will say though, like Chris, my current partner, Chris, he does such an amazing job of letting me know like how much he loves me. Like he tells me all the time, which I am not used to. So just having him always giving me those affirmations too, like that is really helpful.
Such a big difference, truly.
Yeah.
I think we've probably both been with a lot of people that don't treat us like that. And to have to constantly wonder or ask or be afraid that their opinion has changed.
Right.
Our minds are going to convince us that their opinions have changed, right?
Oh, yeah. And I feel completely stable with him. Like the first time in my life that I feel safe and stable in a relationship with a romantic partner.
Oh, that's so incredible. I will probably cut this for the episode because it's a secret now.
That's fine.
So secret at the moment. But my hope is, and just something to think about, I'm going to be doing a mini series of BPD relationships where I have the partners on as well. Interview them together and like, what do you do to help? What's the most important thing to know about BPD? Blah, 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 blah. So if Chris is interested or potentially interested.
He'll be interested.
Okay. I will add you to my list.
He's all for these podcasts.
I'll add you to my list of people because I'm literally in the planning, like the final planning stages right now of it. Because I think it would be so helpful. So anyways, I will give you a heads up when that comes out.
Okay.
But top secret at the moment. And I'm very excited about it. So, is there anything that we haven't talked about that you really wanted to talk about today?
No. I feel like we've had a good conversation.
I think so too. It's been wonderful. Okay, well, my final question is always, what is your most favorite thing about having borderline personality disorder?
Oh my gosh. I think it adds a little spice to my personality, for sure. People might think I'm a goofy lady, but I'm like, no, baby, I'm spicy. I got that BPD.
I love it so much. How boring would life be without BPD? Truly. Can you imagine?
So boring.
What's the point?
I bring so much humor to like my life and my partner's life. Like it's fun.
Christina, it's been so nice to talk to you. It's been a long time and you're thriving and I love everything about it. And hopefully I'll see you back on the show with maybe somebody else and we can do a little interview with them too. Thank you so much for listening to the Superfeeler podcast. This episode was recorded on the traditional and unceded territory of the Matsqui and Sumas First Nations. If you'd like to learn more about the Superfeeler podcast, share your story, or participate in the Superfeelers Club, which is our peer support group, it's totally free, virtual, and open to anyone who experiences intense emotions or has borderline personality disorder, please check out the link in our show notes or go to laurieedmondson.com. If you would like to support the show, we would very much appreciate it. There's an option to do monthly small donations at whatever denomination you'd like, and you get bonus content, extra resources, and extra connection to me throughout. That can be found on patreon.com/superfeeler, or again in the notes below. Thanks again, and have a great day.